Our leadership team met with our members today, trying to find a way forward in a bipartisan way that would continue to provide fairness to the American people under Obamacare. There are a lot of opinions about what direction to go. There have been no decisions about what exactly we will do. But we're going to continue to work with our members on both sides of the aisle to try to make sure that there's no issue of default and to get our government reopened.
That's House Speaker John Boehner speaking as House Republicans get ready to unveil their own budget proposal. That's as the debt ceiling looms closer. Welcome to your Tuesday lunch break. I'm Sarah Murray. Separate proposals in the works from both House Republicans and Senate negotiators. It's still not clear how difficult it will be to reconcile the two sides or whether either plan has the votes to pass. Damian Paletta joins us from Washington with more on this evolving situation. Hi, Damian.
Hey, Sarah.
So why don't you start by walking us through a little bit of what we know House Republicans are going to push for in their debt package?
Sure. I mean, so the things that the House Republicans and the Senate seem to be in line is they both have the same increase in the debt ceiling through early to mid-February. They both would fund the government through January, and they both would likely set up some budget conference committee where they could negotiate things like taxes and health care policy. The House is different, though, in that their proposal, at least so far, would suspend for 2 years this medical device tax that's in the White House's health care law, and it would also make some changes to the way that federal employees, or specifically congressional staff, get subsidies on their premiums for health care. So those are the two big sticking points right now. And, they're big sticking points for sure, and it's unclear how they're going to get a resolution in the next 2 days.
And there is one big red flag in a potential House plan, which is if they try to reduce the flexibility that the Treasury has to actually avoid hitting the debt ceiling, right?
That's exactly right. So you remember we actually hit the debt ceiling back in May, and the Treasury Department has been using these things called emergency measures since then to avoid falling behind on its bills. So for the last 5 months, they've been suspending payments to certain pensions and making other changes to their cash balance so that the government can continue borrowing money on the debt market and pay its bills. Now, the House Republicans feel like Treasury is sort of gaming the system. They want a hard and fast deadline for the next debt ceiling to force the White House to have to negotiate sooner. So if they think they want those negotiations to happen by February, they want the White House to stop using those emergency steps, which, quite frankly, the White Houses have been using in the Clinton and Bush administration as well. So that would be a big flashpoint. The White House is pushing back really hard. President Obama called Mitch McConnell about this yesterday to try to get it taken out of any legislation. So that's one where they're really going to duke it out in the next 2 days.
All right, so what should we be watching for next in terms of the House and Senate trying to get on the same page?
Well, the House, it's unclear right now if the House bill will even pass. The conservatives don't think it's conservative enough, and a lot of Democrats aren't expected to vote for it either. So the House might continue tinkering with it throughout the day to get more conservative support. The Senate sounds like Harry Reid and Mitch McConnell are going to continue negotiating and trying to get their plan nailed down soon. But it seems impossible to think that they're going to have anything announced later today. It could go on for several more days, and then we get into the position of, will Treasury be able to, how much longer will Treasury be able to keep paying its bills if it can't borrow any more money?
All right, still quite a mess there in Washington. Damian, thanks for staying on top of it for us.